Let me just hit that. Good day, good day. Good morning. Michelle, we'll try and catch up on the comments, having to navigate somewhat as well. How are you all? We've just been, look behind me, we're in a park. The picture looks really juddery to me, Michelle. I wonder whether sometimes restarting, that is going to be, is it juddery or quite smooth? Please, can someone just let me know quickly, because I forgot to reboot my phone. Good day.
Juddery sound is good. Just see whether...
Now I'm getting actually really juddery, but I think sometimes that can be just oh dear, this is going to be a crash out again, isn't it? Yeah. If I touch it. This happened last time when I didn't reboot the phone. I should have restarted it. More juddery. I need a real tech review on this. Not juddery like I'm walking juddery, but actually literally. No, I don't want to hear about little juddery. Jittering as in a technical digital jitter rather than walking juddery. So actually a digital jitter. If anyone can just let me know. If it's not, if it's just the juddery of me walking, that's normal for a walking live stream. So a little tech info from somebody. This is a nice park, Michelle.
It's just fine for me. It's only slight, I would say.
Okay. What I'm actually seeing is literally freezing frame of my face, and then it moves over about 8 inches, and then freezing frame of my face. So that's a very different judder to just walking, and I think it's probably because too much is running. Anyway, what a day! Michelle's doing the navigation. Are we going down the right way, Michelle? This is going to be a right mess up today because we've miscalculated the distances somewhat. G'day. So we've miscalculated our distances somewhat, and we're a lot further away from where I wanted to be at the start of this.
It's not moving. Oh, hang on, we don't think we're going.
Oh, I can't stop, Michelle, otherwise we'll be arriving where we've got to be in about 4 days' time.
Okay.
We meant to. How are you all? What was planned to be? Okay, look, we are in the town of Taunton in Somerset. Let me tell you a little bit about Taunton. There's another church coming up.
That's the churches. That's the wind noise.
I don't think there is much wind out here today. I don't think we'll get too much interference.
Nigel said, from the title I have expected to find you've been sent back to Riggs.
I was teasing, I suppose, a little bit with you, but we are going somewhere very interesting today. Some of you may find it very interesting. Certainly Michelle and I do. Now it's actually... Good day. It's actually a beautiful day today.
So Keith says my auntie and uncle live in Taunton, and cousin.
Beautiful. Well, we...
Gordon says Taunton cider.
Taunton cider. This area is famous for making cider, scrumpy cider in the old days, rough cider. A lot of cider apple production in this area. Real cider, not the rubbish that you get in the supermarkets in a can, but real good quality cider. A lot of people that live in this area that I knew years ago used to actually make their own cider from the apples, and it was amazing, almost like a flat still cider. I got a feeling right here, Michelle.
Well, on mine it's a straight path, so
yeah, left, so it's a left. Okay, Unfortunately, we've been walking like crazy, and we have to walk because the whole idea of this vlog today is to do with where we are going to, and not to do with the walk itself. But unfortunately, it's further than we ever expected. Now, Taunton itself was a military town. G'day, sir. Is it still a military town? Have you still got a base here in Taunton?
Yeah, we've still got 4-5 Commando out at 40 Commando out at Norton Manor Camp.
All right.
Out to Minehead, but Jalabad Barracks and that is all gone. And
Yeah, where our parents were many years ago. All gone, is it?
Yeah, it's all flats now.
All right.
And the pay office is gone. So yeah.
This gentleman, looking very smart. Which regiment were you with?
Royal Corps Transport.
Royal RCT?
Yeah.
Snap, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. All right, cheers. How interesting. I say snap, I shouldn't really. That was a bit naughty and a bit misleading. We in this town that we're in now, there used to be a barracks called Jalab Barracks, and both Michelle and I's parents were in the same regiment. Yeah, do you see that, Jill Melb? So there used to be, the gentleman's just saying, and he's here because I think it's Remembrance Sunday, is it, Michelle?
I think so.
So he would have been here for the Remembrance Day tributes that would have gone on in the centre of the town. Unfortunately, we won't get to see them because we're doing what we do every day, which is walking. But how amazing was that to meet a gentleman from the RCT in the actual original town where it's a long story, and I'll try to I wanted to keep it as a surprise, Michelle, a little bit, but I think the photograph maybe gives some of it away. Are we still going in the right way?
Down that way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just coming to that junction.
So now it's a left turn, so it's down that way. Our app is upside down.
It's not catching me up.
Yes.
Obviously doing a walk, aren't you? Yes.
We are, where? Yes. Yeah. No, we're just from Australia. We're stuck outside of Australia, and we're walking to Land's End from John O'Groats.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've
Done most of it.
We're nearly at the end. Oh, well done. Thank you. You've got lovely weather.
We have. Thank you very much.
Oh, cool.
Pardon me?
When do you estimate you'll finish?
Possibly a couple of weeks, maybe, just over. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever read the book The Salt Path?
I've heard of it. Several people have mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Sorry, we're talking with someone at the moment, so we're just. It's not at all. No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Glad to know you were just teasing the title falls back to the very beginning, expecting trouble, so glad all is well.
Not teasing so much, Serena. It's actually true. I forced Michelle to come off of our track a little bit today, quite a bit off of our track, but there's a very good reason behind it.
Hi, Amy.
And I'm going to sort of drip feed the story to you. You'll be picking it up piece by piece as we go along. So very interesting for me, fascinating that gentleman we were talking to there, and I thought I recognised his cap badge actually. I should recognise his cap badge quite. We both should. Did you recognise at all or not really?
Vaguely.
So what do you think here, Michelle, on the
It
got
seems
a
to go straight until...
Cherry Tree Lane?
hang on. Yeah, so it's straight.
Okay. Oh, we're really close on the video at the moment, so I forgot to turn it around. So we're going down Cherry Tree Lane. Got a nice little name for a lane. We got a doggy barking, another one walking. Good day. Keep the questions a little bit shorter today if you can. I see there's a question there, but I can't read it. Michelle may be able to.
Peter says, is your route now mainly towards the north coast of Devon and Cornwall, or are you going along the south?
Michelle, wakey, wakey.
Thank you.
Sorry, I say wakey, wakey. The guy was ringing his bell, but Michelle was busy reading your comments, and that's why I say keep them a bit more concise, and so we can get to read them. It's really hard to read when you're hiking along if the comments are sort of several lines long. So just keep, try to write them in a more condensed way if you can.
No, we're not really going along any of the coast, are we?
We're going down the middle, and we're picking up on a couple of fairly unknown canals in the West Country. I'm going to need Michelle to give us a test on the direction. Straight. So have any of you, and do any of you wish to guess at what we're up to today?
Gordon says, doing good, guys.
Thank you, Gordon. Is that good enough, Gordon?
Yes. That's all right, Keith. Just make him read long comments.
No, it's fine, Keith. I just saying to everybody in general, if you've got questions, for instance, that last question, say, are we going along the coastal path? And I can, from that condensed question, I can answer, no, we're not. We're actually, we've heard that the southwestern coastal path is pretty horrible this time of year. And Rick, g'day, mate. And we are actually going to the home of Cornish pasties. This house has some rather grand baubles on the finials, on the gateposts. They're almost as big as the house, aren't they?
They are. So Susan Hurd says, your old family home, ?
Susan, you... I'm not going to... You're getting along... You're getting along the right sort of tracks, but it's bigger than that. It's much more important than that. By a long stroke. We had many family homes we visited. I wouldn't take you just to see a family home. That would be of no interest to any of you except for Michelle and I. This may be of some interest, but I just wish we were a bit closer to it. Every time we do these walks, we miss. And I said, not knowing the area very well. She wasn't talking to us. Are you all right, Michelle?
John said,
because
no, I haven't got. I'm still fiddling.
That's all right. Go through. Picture is back, is it? You're welcome. Oh, we lost all our viewers. Michelle. We have got problems. If you stay watching, it will come back online. So just as it rebuffers and reconnects, it will come back online. So just be patient. As we're walking, the whole reason for doing this live stream today is up this way. And it's kind of special. Very special, in fact.
It's got to be over there.
Yeah, but I think this, will it join up?
I think it will, some of this, anywhere along here, because it's the river. It's that bit. We've got to be the other.
Have we got to be the other side of that river?
Possibly. Should have crossed over.
Okay. Got a problem. We've got to cross over the river. Is there? I don't think there's a way around, is there, Michelle?
No.
Okay. So we've got to, although, no, that would be a long way around. Although it might be, no, there's no way through. Okay. All right.
We're nearly there.
Insidious January to tell us that we were locked down and we were able to eat baked potatoes in a field. But this gentleman That's the side. Look, we're meant to be on that side. Okay, so how do we get over there? Yeah, this gentleman's a notorious troublemaker, and I've reported him to the Met, and I think he'll be getting his collar felt fairly shortly. Absolutely. So we took a slightly wrong, because of the internet issue, we went down the wrong little alleyway. We're in exactly the same spot, but the opposite side of this little stream where we got the dropout last time. So, did that story get out there, Rick? You can't reboot, you love. It doesn't work that way. YouTube does not have a reboot option. The connection that we made to YouTube would get lost. We'd be in a right pickle. Live streaming is complex, and at best it's rubbish. But it's working. Please don't tell me we've got to go across that field, Michelle.
I don't think it's straight down this path. All the way and then
But thanks for saying reboot. So, at the beginning of the video, some of you, there was a gentleman on the Remembrance Day parade who was fascinating, was actually with a regiment which both Michelle many years ago. Does that give you a clue? Now, when my father and Michelle's father, she always drops into my left-hand stream, so you can't see her. She goes over that shoulder, you're out of sight. Just what you worry about the navigation, forget about the comments. I'll deal with those for the time being.
we're on the right way.
We're very nearly where we were heading to. So Michelle and I's father, my father and Michelle's father, when they were younger, they were both very fit men. I'm not being boastful for myself, I don't think, by saying so, but they were very fit, and they were both gymnasts, and you know, parallel bars, trampolines, all sorts of things. But they were also teachers in the British Army forces. Have considerably changed over those years, but there was a time when they were both based here in this town, and they were very good friends. So, anyone want to have a little stab at another guess for the story? If you look at the thumbnail of this video, it will give you a clue, obviously, and the title of the story, the live stream. So, left you believe, yes? Good day, how are you? Up here? Hello. Let's have a little look at the map. We do a little, get into zoom, I can't see that from here. You put it, no, turn it back. Oh, sorry guys, that is a... The reason I say in the title now that we're going back to the beginning, because the photograph in this thumbnail, is everybody back in? It is busy out considering it's lockdown. The streets are absolutely chocker.
Said that's you and Michelle as kids question mark.
Michelle and I, this looks familiar. This looks familiar to me in many ways. And I were actually, we were born together within weeks of each other. G'day. In this exact neighbourhood now. Our parents were good friends when they were young men and women. My mother's possibly watching this now. She may have gone to bed. She lives in Australia, as most of you will know.
So yeah, this is the road we want.
Yep, she's doing a good job. She's always taking care of me. So, in this very neighbourhood where we are now, we were babies together. This one. And you'll see in the photograph for the thumbnail, Michelle's doing the usual. She's got a finger up her nose.
It's the best one he could find.
Whereas I'm looking charming, sophisticated, and clearly. So there was a military town, still is a military town. But at one time it was a much grander military town than it is now. I think, where are we?
It's a dead end, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a dead end.
So is this our road?
Yeah. Oops. Just close that.
Did you?
I think so.
Oh dear.
I don't.
I wanted the green.
There you go.
Okay, so how do we get to this little green here?
So it'll be a.
Back there and through a little...
You think I just did it?
Nope. I can see it.
No. Off there.
So we could have been born, I think I was born at home. I think, so I could have been born in any one of these houses. And Michelle also was born right here. Over 20 years ago now, the two of us started here. This is the beginning of our story. We have photographs of each other. We have, come on Michelle, this side. You always keep going. My arm's killing me holding it up so you can be in. You keep going. We're always fighting.
Particularly when we're trying to do stuff.
So this is exactly where we were both born. We are now within 100 meters probably of where we lived. Unfortunately, I don't. Okay, sorry, when I come down the little alleyway. So we're back to where it all began, right back to the very, very beginning of Steve and Michelle. And we've known each other our entire lives. We're best mates.
So Susan said, did you emigrate to Australia together?
Yes, we did, but in a much different story for another time. Give us a kiss.
We made it.
Oh, that was barely a kiss, was it? That's the sort of kiss you give to your auntie when saying goodbye after a long weekend.
So Sean said they must owe someone money that the speed you were going down that road.
Oh, adorable. So yeah, I don't know. I know some stories. The photograph that's on this thumbnail may be from round here. It's possible. And so when I said we're going back to the beginning, this is the very beginning. Now it wasn't entirely on our route, so we had to come out. I had to force Michelle a little bit to come out of our way and do extra kilometres today, which she wasn't too keen to do, but I think it was a good. That's our rubbish bag. It's pretty empty. So that's it. That's it.
Time for lunch. Now you've made me walk this far.
It is probably time. We can probably stop here today.
Sit on the seesaw.
We've got a seesaw. Look. It was worth it. It was worth it. There she is. Don't put too much weight on it. Oi, chunky. Mind yourself.
My bag's heavier than yours.
So here we are. This is a very robust seesaw. Here we are on the seesaws in the park next to our old houses when we were tiny little tots.
You're getting off.
We'd be better off before we break it. And that's what I just wanted to show you today. That's pretty much it. We're actually going to what should we do? Should we go on for a little while longer?
Yeah, get back en route.
No, I mean, should we?
Oh, should we go on for a little bit longer?
Do you want to have a stop here? And
Yeah, we could have a stop here and see what's going on.
okay.
There's a bench there.
Oh, Okay, everybody, I'm just going to pop my bag down and then I'm going to come and sit with you. You'll be able to hear me. I'm just going to take the microphone off.
You sitting down there? I can sit on the bench.
You can sit on the bench if you want. Sorry about the crackling because I'm touching the microphone. Here's quite nice, Michelle.
Yeah, okay.
You can put your bag on the bench.
Yeah. Well, then I'll just set that a bit.
How are you all? Let's go through the questions, Michelle.
See who's in.
See who's in.
Today.
It is lovely today. There's rain in the air though.
Nah, it's not going to rain today till later.
I love these sort of experiences. The message from the government, if I didn't make it clear, is the picture good now? Can I talk without dropping in and out? It's mince pies, Bridgewater love. Mince. M-I-N-C-E?
Yep. Perfect signal, says Sean.
Sean is a tease. This is what happened. I got a phone call, a voice message from the police telling me that we had to go home and abandon our walk. But this voice message, despite the fact that it was trying to sound like it was from London, had a very slight Welsh undertone to it. And my good friends Rick and Damon straight away said to me, they said, "That's Sean."
They recognise it straight away.
I didn't.
He obviously done that before.
Yeah, I think he's up to no good all the time, isn't he?
I
That's
think
Sean.
so.
I think we should ban him for
I
that.
think so. Time out, Sean.
Time out.
You're lucky Ben's not in.
Yeah, if Ben was in, he'd ban you. On it like a car bonnet.
He would.
So we are here. It's weird, isn't it? We may have actually tottered around this field when we were
Is
babies.
this the field that had that big slide in? Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yes, Sean, very funny.
Is this where I ate all the cornflakes and at your mum's house?
Probably. Yeah.
And I'd opened a big box of cornflakes, and I got into the cornflakes, and I was eating all the cornflakes. I was a naughty little boy, and
Enjoying them.
I got them all over the floor. Apparently, this is the story as it goes. Got them all over the floor, and when Michelle's mother caught me red-handed, I just said they were leaves. I said, no, they're leaves from outside. They've blown in from outside. So some good stories from here.
So Cheap Shop Photography said that's funny. I think Sean has too much time on his hands.
Too much time on his hands.
I think he does.
Way too much time.
Can I share your?
No, you've got to get some food before, if you want me to.
I've got it.
Have you got the kettle out?
We've had two already.
Oh, all right.
We'll
just have some snacks then. What was the cornflake comment there?
Didn't think cornflakes were invented back then.
It's only just over 20 years ago.
It was.
Oh, too early for it. Do you feel as much? Yeah, we'll have a scone.
An orange.
A scone from Sainsbury's. And a lovely orange.
And a little orange.
Have we got any cornflakes?
No cornflakes. Cornflakes make you not carry milk.
So we got some easy peelers. Are you going to take one or
Oh,
not?
sorry, I'm just reading because Jill 27 said cornflakes invented in 1894.
1894. So yes, it was a bit. Yeah, they weren't invented then when I was young.
And Sean says, love the t-shirts. We're promoting today.
We are.
So Keith said, Michelle trained to be a chef, but who's the best cook? No, we both like to cook.
We both.
We're both good at our own things.
We're both good at cooking. I'm just a little bit better. Yes, Chris, but we've actually got an easy peel. These tiny little seedless mandarins, tangerines. I'm not sure. I didn't read what they were, but we are both good in the kitchen.
Yeah. You love making bread.
But I love being in the kitchen. The difference is, Michelle is phenomenally good in the kitchen, I'm just a little bit better than that, but I actually like
Ow.
being in the kitchen. My head.
Your big head just hit me. So Cheap Shot Photography said, a very interesting fact, the father of one of my old workmates designed the cockerel logo for Kellogg's.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. Brenda, good day.
Just got up. It's 6:37 in northwest Florida.
Good morning. It is early for us as well.
12:38.
12:38, half past midday. I've got a feeling there's a bug on my neck.
Yes, there is. There's a little ant. Off you go.
Off you go. Go and
He's
find
gone.
something better to do. So we are sat in the swing park where the children play.
Yeah.
There's the seesaw that we were just on.
So these probably are the original houses. They're just doing them up.
Yeah, I think they are. Looking at them,
Yeah,
they look
look
to
like-
be a similar date.
Yeah.
They're probably 20 plus years old, aren't they?
Or 18. So I got lots of thumbs up. Oh, I got 21 thumbs up. Not bad.
What a great place to live as a kid. You've got all the houses centralised into this very quiet swing park. And they've got swings and seesaws and a football pitch and a basketball court.
Yeah, all the kids would have come and played in here, wouldn't they? Cool. So Sean said, I've just bought an Osmo Pocket 2 camera. It's fantastic for filming while walking. Well, there you go.
Thank you, Sean. Well, don't tell me yet. I mean, wrap it up and give it to me before you tell me, mate. Dear me. I hate it when someone gets you a Christmas present and then
I know, it tells you what it is. It spoils it.
tells you what it is before.
Yeah. Sean said, how far are you now from the end? Not far.
Sean, we are just over 200 kilometres, whatever that is in miles. We have done now over 1,000 miles, probably over 1,200 miles, if the truth be known, once I sit and tally it all up at the end, with sort of wrong turnings and long turnings and
extra
extra bits. But yes, we are probably about 200 kilometres, maybe. What is that in miles?
200 kilometres, 124 miles.
Yes,
Thank you,
a
Jill.
little more than that, I think, Jill. Between that and 150, between 124 and 150 miles from the end.
It's over 200 kilometres, just over.
200, sorry.
Yeah. So Brenda says, where are you reminiscing from? This is where we were born.
This is where we were born, Brenda. Both Michelle and I were born right here on this play park, in one of the houses that is around us. We don't know what number.
No.
So we just thought we'd bring you here. We were born within weeks of each other. We grew up as babies together from a very young age, and then went our separate ways and came back together at a later date. So we haven't sort of been together for the entire duration.
So Sean said that's 124 miles. That's the same distance it takes to walk around the outskirts of London. Interesting fact for you there.
There you go, Sean. And we don't know what the terrain's going to be like. Michelle, oh, by the way, we actually had you might see how gorgeous I'm looking this morning, and Michelle particularly looking...
Yes, Petri likes my hair. Thank you, Petri.
Looking good this morning. We actually had a rare treat treated ourselves to one of those rare sort of hotel stops last night here in Taunton so that we could do this walk today. I thought it was the perfect place. We walked along yesterday the Bridgewater and Taunton Canal. Some of you will have seen some of the Instagram posts that I put up. We arrived here and we went to a Premier Inn, spent the night so we could get up this morning and walk here. And sorry, it was a bit disjointed. I know the whole thing. We got some disconnects. We were right in the centre of Taunton. It was very pretty. There's some lovely sort of cathedral type churches there, and I thought, oh, I could start filming right here and show you the centre. And then I looked at the GPS and I thought, no, we're still an hour away. Actually, we weren't. We're only about 20 minutes.
The GPS was playing up. It kept sort of saying it was so many Ks, and then it was a bit less. So, So Jill says, born on the play park, no hospitals. Lol. He was born at home. I was born in hospital.
I was possibly born
In one of these.
within a lasso's rope from where I'm sat. His house is just here. There's houses all around this this play park. Michelle was born just a little bit after me, so we are the same age. And this is where we would have had photographs of each other in our pushchairs, where we would have played together, fought. Yeah, this is where it all started.
Sean said what would be amazing is an elderly resident spotted you and remembered you. But I don't think
They're all locked indoors.
Well, no, also because it was a transient, weren't we? Moving all the time.
This was a military area, so all these houses around here would have been military homes.
Yeah.
Now, as I was saying before,
Hi, Sue.
both my father and Michelle's father were, for want of another word, I think they were called junior leaders at the time, but they used to teach gymnastics. So if you see some of the photographs of them, they look like something out of the Hitler Youth. It's always in their sort of like tight white tops and little shorts and trainers, or plimsolls probably back in the day.
Yeah, plimsolls.
Daps, plimsolls, daps, sneakers. That's an Americanism. What do you call? Give me some names of different types of shoes. You know the little shoes that you used to wear to the gymnasium. So we used to call them plimsolls, but I also remember calling them daps. Any other names? Who remembers daps, by the way?
Daps.
Daps.
Rick.
Exactly, Rick.
Daps.
What did you call them where you are?
Pumps. Yes,
Pumps.
That's
Pumps.
right, Susan.
Sue, yeah, they were pumps.
And
Got me
Sue
pumps
said
on.
plimsolls.
Plimsolls.
Gordon said sand shoes.
Sand shoes, Gordon.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sean said daps. Gordon says dappers.
No, dappers was somebody who was dressed really smartly.
And Cheap Shot Photography said they would have been plimsolls here, not heard of daps.
Hmm.
And Jules says sneakers, keds in the US.
Okay. They're very simple, you know. I'm talking way before Nike and Adidas started to do all sorts of strange stuff. They were very simple.
And they were white, and you could make them whiter with the whitening
That's
stuff.
right, you had a stick.
You painted them white to make them white again.
So both our parents, both my mother and Michelle's mother, both lived here for a certain amount of time. They were both great friends when we were babies, and both of our parents worked. Your dad was a junior leader, wasn't he?
I think so. I don't know.
So they were both sort of gymnasts, for want of another. They used to do pole vaulting and parallel bars and rings and trampolining and boxing.
Keith said, what was the purpose of gymnastics in the army? Was it for fitness?
It was for fitness, and they were both trainers, so they were actually very, very fit, and they were both sort of like as young men, they would have probably only been about sort of 20 at the most, maybe even 19, 20, 21. I'm not sure of the exact age, but they would have been both picked because they were particularly fit and because they both were into their sort of athletics. So both of them were very, very sporting. And that's how those two factors are why they were here. And they were both factors as to why Michelle and I met at such a young age, and consequently why we met later.
So DJ Me says Dunlop Green Flash were posh plimsolls at my school. Remember those? I do remember the Dunlop Green Flash.
Yeah.
And Jill said just looked up for the 60s in the US tennis shoes. Sean said they were both trainers, so they were also daps. That's your dad and my dad.
Yeah.
And Cheap Shop Photography said they now call them Converse and charge a fortune for them. It's so true.
Converse were like the cheapest of daps back in the day. You know, they were sort of. I don't think you were ever particularly proud if you had a set of Converse when you were younger. They were probably a pretty basic brand of shoes, and then they become retrospectively really popular in the sort of I think the late 90s, early noughties, and suddenly everything became Even today, when you look at them, you can see they probably cost about 30 pence to make somewhere in Vietnam.
Yeah, Sue John says black plimsolls with elastic on the front. You slip your foot in.
Oh, so John, that sounds about right. Who remembers the old? Excuse me. Let me finish the food. Can I have a drink of yours? Water.
You can. So Chris Garton says half the shoes now look like spaceships. They do. And Sean says black daps were the shoes that you had to wear in school gym if you forgot your own.
Yeah, and the and probably if you forgot all your kit, you'd have to put on somebody else's pants and shorts and an ill-fitting t-shirt and some black daps. Who remembers those sports bags that used to smell so good? Do you remember those? You don't, do you?
No, you were talking about that the other day, weren't you?
Michelle
No.
doesn't remember them, but we used to have these like swimming and come short bags when we were younger, and when you were given them as kids, the smell inside them was absolutely delicious. It was like it smelled like swimming baths to me, like they were just great. They were drawstring, that's right.
Drawstring,
They
plastic
were
bag.
drawstring, but they were pretty solid, and every time you got a new one for about the first 2 or 3 months, they smelt delicious.
And then they just smell of old gym stuff.
Well, maybe.
So Bridgewater Love says, how do you get water? Out the tap.
Well, this water came from the hotel last night. The water that we had the day before came from the canal side.
Yep.
A tap on
A
the
tap
canal
on
side.
the canal side, not from the canal.
And if we really can't find a way of getting them, we have to go and buy it.
So,
So
we have knocked on doors and asked for people if we're remote and we're not near shops.
Yeah.
We'll just buy it. But,
generally, we would whilst we've been on the canal walks, there are taps along the canals, and we have a key. They're locked, but you can unlock them and use them to fill your water. Any other reminiscing from 20 years ago?
20 years ago. I was 19, wasn't it?
So we've really probably got to.
I know, we just don't want to walk.
No, I do want to walk. The days are getting away from us. So I hope you didn't mind this little walk down memory lane.
What about Satchel?
A satchel, that's right.
Yeah.
Sujan, a satchel. Back in the day, almost everybody, and I mean, would have had very similar sort of school bags. There was probably a lot less choice, wasn't there?
Well, there was. And we never used to take all our stuff home. It used to stay at school, didn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember when our kids used to come back from school and they'd have the bags were heavier than our backpacks?
Yeah, they were.
Because they had to carry everything. Tiny tears, teeny tiny tears.
Teeny tiny tears.
Yes, the doll that pooped and peed itself. Who came up with that idea? Who on God's earth thought it was a good idea to have a doll that pooped itself?
So Cheap Shot Photography says someone mentioned Penny for the Guy the other night. I'd forgotten all about that.
Penny for the Guy. I used to do that when I was a kid. We used to make up Guy Fawkes models and stuff them with straw or whatever you could do. But a football was a head. If you could, you put a hat on the Guy Fawkes and you push the town saying Penny for the Guy, and a lot of people would give you a little bit of money, probably penny back in the time, but it bought something back in the day.
Up then, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Brenda said my satchel was leather.
Yeah, there would have been leather satchels.
Shabana Ali says hi. Swede for jack-o'-lantern as well. That's Sean says that.
Swede, yeah. Do you know what? So few people actually use their pumpkins for food this time of year. They'll just sort of carve them out and get rid of them, but and chuck them in the bin, which is a great shame because it's really good food. You can basically there's a whole. I've got a video on it anyway. If you want to check out how to sort of preserve your pumpkin so that you can still use it for decorative purposes and use it for food, not to waste it.
Cheap Shot Photography said that sounds hard work, Sean. That's a Swede for a pumpkin.
Yeah, cutting out a Swede.
Not as easy as cutting out.
No, it's not as easy, Sean. Swedes can be quite rutabaga. Rutabaga, is that what they call them in America?
Yeah.
Or they come from the same family as Swedes and turnips. Love from Pakistan. Love back to you, man.
Halloween pumpkins in the UK can taste pretty bad. You can buy other squashes which taste very good.
No, they don't. They taste good. The UK Halloween pumpkins, they taste absolutely fine. This is a complete nonsense that people say. Oh, I've even heard people say they're not edible.
Yeah.
They're absolutely 100% edible.
Definitely
I just think that people expect them to taste like an apple or something, but a pumpkin doesn't. That whole pumpkin, after Halloween, when they're getting rid of the pumpkins in the shop for sort of a penny a piece, it's a great time to buy them. Cut them up, you can roast them as part of sort of roast vegetable dinners. You can pulp them down and make beautiful pumpkin pies and pumpkin cake, which is very similar to making carrot cakes, really delicious. I've got a recipe on the channel if you want to check out how to make pumpkin puree, if you want to check out how to make pumpkin bread. I'm having a second one, Michelle.
If you want. So Sue John says pumpkins in a Tesco, massive one, 75p.
Exactly. It's great food. It's great food this time of year. It's one of the cheapest ways because they throw them away otherwise. And you know, the best thing to do is just to either roast it in the oven until it becomes like a pulp, and then you can actually you get all the flavors and you can use it for soups and things, or turn it, you know, puree it into a beautiful pumpkin soup with some nice spices in it, or you can actually just, you know, bag it up into bags and freeze it and keep it for the Christmas months, when the winter months, when you want to make those winter soups. The pumpkin puree is a great sort of bulker to put into there and just sort of, you know, turn it into a really thick, rich and delicious soup.
Yeah, Mandy says roasted pumpkins, lush.
And also you got the seeds inside, so you can make you can roast the pumpkin seeds, you can put all sorts of spices and herbs into them. And yeah, it's a good time to get super cheap stuff if you like that sort of thing.
Brenda says hanging apples from string and trying to bite them without using your hands.
That's right.
And duck apple, hoping your rotten brother wouldn't push you under the water.
I think you might have had some bad experiences there. Was that Brenda?
Yes.
Yes, do you remember dunking for apples?
Yes.
And this part of the world,
yeah,
trying to get them, and your hands behind your back, and you've got to try and bite an apple. You used to hang them from the trees because this part of the world is really famous for apples. The west of England, it has some of the best apple crops. And this is why it's so famous for really good cider here. Cider apples grow in this area. Almost any apple can be made into a cider, but there are some really great apples here. So that celebration used to be to do everything with apples, dunking for apples, hanging apples in the tree, apple pies. A lot of apple pie recipes would be made this time of year. And cooking apples, as I've said before, cookers, Bramleys, the sour apples, crab apples. This is a good time of year to be in this part of the world.
Loads of apples just falling, haven't they? The crop.
They're all over the floors around here when you're walking in the country, and you can pick them up. They're really delicious.
So Gordon says, have you had any beers lately?
Well, these scones really dry your mouth out. I had a lovely beer with Rick just a couple of days ago.
That was the last time.
I think it was a McEwen's, and it was a whiskey fortified beer, and it was delicious. Now we have a little joke with Ben. He's not in today because Ben actually, by the way, has gone somewhere nice and warm. He might tell you in the comments. I won't. It's not for me to say where, but he has gone somewhere nice and warm.
Nice and warm.
So he's not on the same timeline as us at the moment. But I do tease Ben and say, you know, that I don't generally drink beer, and it is actually true. I don't drink a great deal. So it's a sort of running joke, but I do love beer. But you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me if I don't have it for 6 months. It wouldn't make any difference.
So Mandy says crab apple jelly, fab.
Mm-hmm.
And Sue John says baked apples with salt, stuffed apples. I meant
stuffed apples.
Yes. With the raisins and things.
Core the apple out. Yeah. Fill them with brown sugar and raisins or currants, a little bit of butter, and pop them in the oven. And just bake them. So you just get you can do it with any apple, but if you live in a country, in a place where the apples are abundant at the moment, you just core them out and fill the center up with raisins or currants.
Sometimes you just score around the circumference of the apple.
Yeah,
just
so it
to
bursts,
give it a
so it bursts open. You can, it doesn't have to be raisins or currants, it can
No,
be apricots, it can be almost any dried fruit, really. It works well with dried fruit, you get the sweetness and the punch in there. A little bit of demerara sugar, maybe. If you don't want sugar, you can just put honey in it, works just as well.
A big dob of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, and then a little bit of butter just to sort of like, just as it bakes, it just sort of fries everything up and cooks it. And the apple will come out soft, almost like an apple compote or a pureed apple.
And the ice cream goes on after it's cooked. Not
Yeah,
before
once you've
it's
cooked it, you get your apple out, pop it in front of your kids or your favourite people, pop it down in front of them, big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top, whatever ice cream you like. Vanilla's best for me for these sort of things. And it's
Gordon's got
delicious.
to go, so he says bye, catch up soon.
Cheers, Gordon. Try that. If anyone does decide to do roast apples,
But Jules said love baked stuffed apples in puff pastry.
it's another way. I think we did that once, didn't we, on the channel? No.
Did we do it on the channel? I can't remember. Done so many. Can you please tell me the recipe of bread? Well, you have to search Steve's Kitchen bread and there'd be lots there.
I've done a lot of bread recipes out there, so you can check them all out. There's a whole series on bread making. If you're in the US, there's a series on Amazon TV on bread making. If you're anywhere else in the world, there's a whole an extended series on YouTube of bread making. It's something I love doing, but I am actually trying to cut down on the bread so I can keep a little bit slimmer. So hit the thumbs up for Michelle, please. Sourdough is good. The no need raisin bread. Yes, the no need sourdough raisin bread is delicious, and that's also.
Yeah, that is a good one, that one.
Right. Any questions before Michelle and I wrap up?
Yes, because it's 1 o'clock and we've got to start walking, otherwise.
I want to know
it's
if my mother is still watching, whether she went to bed. She probably went to
She
bed.
probably went to bed. It's a bit late.
Say hello if you're still probably laying in bed listening. We are here. We're in our place of our birth, the absolute neighbourhood, virtually within a stone's throw of where Michelle and I were both born, and where we come from, basically.
Sean said you must be stick thin by the time you finished.
Not stick thin, Sean, as you can see.
So Petru says, nice to see you guys. Rick says, fabulous little walk down memory lane, guys. Thanks for sharing with us. And Mandy says, cooking a Lancashire lamb hot pot for Sunday dinners, full of root vegetables.
Oh,
sounds delicious.
Lancashire hot pot. We used to do Lancashire hot pot with scrag end, didn't we? Was it with scrag end, lamb scrag end? Yeah, using lamb neck for a good Lancashire hot pot. Oh, delicious.
Yep.
Yeah.
And full of root vegetables. There you go.
Right. We're going to hit the
road.
We have to get going. We've
Yes.
got to get out of Taunton now and get back on the walk.
So, yep.
Now, did someone say there was a PayPal payment just went through? Just have a quick look.
I'll have a look. Okay, I didn't see.
Oh, because I will thank you if you've sent a payment through to PayPal. I will say thank you quickly now. We'll just check. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mandy. We'll just have a quick double check if I've got someone to say thank you for a PayPal donation, which would be... I saw it mentioned just earlier on. I don't want to be...
Nope.
Nope. Okay, my mistake.
You're seeing things.
No, it was some day. All right. Loved you all. Be good. Michelle and I got to get walking again. We've only got maybe 4 hours left of daylight, so we want to get as far as we can.
As we get nearer to the end, you're gonna try and dive every day, aren't you?
We're going to try and do daily vlogs.
Not yet. We're not quite that close yet.
When we're sort of 4 or 5 days from the end of the walk. So we'll keep you informed about that so that we can sort of, enjoy this walk down. I'm going to do a little bit of filming here with my other camera. So, loved you all. Thanks for joining us.
Sun's coming out now.
There's a baby in the park. That's nice to see. All right. Take care, everyone. Loved you all. Be good. See you next time.